Hi and welcome to my Christmas podcast. It is the 22nd of December, so just a few days away till Christmas, and I'm hoping to just squeeze in this episode because after Christmas some of these finished things that I've got to show you may have been gifted and they'll be gone, so I wanted to share them today. I am busy today. I am putting up my decorations. I know for most of you they've probably been up since start of December, maybe even late November. For me, I'm doing it today, partly because this is the first day I've had time, and partly because I think growing up as a child we always got the school Christmas tree because my dad was the head teacher of just a wee local primary school, and the Christmas tree came home with him on the final day of term. So our Christmas decorations as a child never went up until school ended for the year, and Dad would come home with the tree in the back of the car, and it was usually a big tree, a big real tree, and we'd decorate the tree because school normally finished at lunchtime, and we'd have that afternoon. And I think I've just continued that into my adult life. Decorations don't tend to go up until just a few days before Christmas, so you can't see this half of my room. It's at that stage where it looks awful because there's stuff everywhere. I've got some decorations up. You can see I've got some behind me. Some are yet to go up. There's just stuff kind of flung everywhere. And yeah, so it's like chaos, but I wanted to just take a minute in the day and record this podcast and share those whips with you. I've actually got my tree beside me because, oh no, it's okay. My Christmas tree, I have yet to do. It is a washed up branch that I found on the beach. It's very weathered. There's no bark on it. The bark has come off. It's and then I painted it white, and there's some cobwebs on it off the attic. I've also popped a few pins in because over the years it has bugged me, the lack of places to hang stuff. There's some nice bits like this. And some things just loop round, and there'll be fairy lights, the tiny little ones on the copper wire, they'll go round it. And yeah, it's, how tall is it? 4 or 5 foot tall. And it's been around a while actually. Originally I didn't have it painted white, and then it started to go a bit scabby, so I actually painted it white. And in the storms, let's see, will you lie there nicely? I'm going to make that horrible noise. There, stay. In the storms, was it late November? Sometime in November there was some big storms, big seas, a lot of rain, lots of wood, kind of like this, came down the River Tay. I'm right at the estuary for the River Tay, maybe just up a bit from the estuary, and out to sea. And where I was going with this. So I've been scanning the beaches looking for, ideally, I'm going to take it back. Ideally, I'd like a second one to kind of come out this way so that there are 2 branches. I just cannot find something similar. I found sort of similar sizes, but they're really barky, if that makes sense. So too rough. I'd kind of like them to look like they're from the same tree. So I'll keep my eyes peeled. There might be something pops up yet. It's also our Easter tree, by the way. It doubles up as an Easter tree, so it's really good. Christmas mugs and whips. Thank you to everyone who has been sharing photos with the hashtag Christmas mugs and whips over on Instagram. That's just where you take a photo of your current project, whatever it is. We've had knitting, crochet, sewing. There's a lady who has done, oh, I can't remember what it's called, little stickers, kind of sticker gems that make up a picture. And I need to share her picture because she's actually got a private account and she has sent me the photo, and I just need to share it on my stories, so you'll see that. And so your project and your, pardon me, Christmas mug, picture of them together, and add that hashtag. There's been some new folks joining this year, which is lovely, and yeah, I really enjoy seeing your pictures. I try and pop on probably every 2 days, and double check the hashtag and then share them to my stories. This is one of my favourite mugs. Today I'm drinking red bush tea with some soya milk. Yeah, I've had this one quite a long time. It's simple. Yeah, there's stockings all the way around. Simple, but I like it. So, on to the crochet. It's actually a knitted thing I'm going to show you first because it's on double pointed needles and they are sticking up and precarious. So, here we have, dun dun dun, look at that. It is some stranded colour work knitting on, like I say, on double pointed needles. I've got the pattern here. It is Climb Every Mountain Socks. Every Mountain Socks by Charlotte Stone, who is Stone Knits. And if I come in, isn't it a gorgeous pattern? As soon as I saw it, I was, yes, that is my Christmas pattern sorted. It is really lovely. I like the detail around the top. It's cable cars, then there's a row of trees, there's stars at the top obviously, and then just simple striping on the foot, finished with a bit of a detail around here. So it's a paid for pattern. I bought it on Ravelry and I just cast these on the other day. Oh, I've got a cute little stitch marker. It's a polar bear. Make sure the light's not, can you just see it? There, wee polar bear. And I'm using a mishmash. Some of it is stash busting. The red for the cable cars is come to me. I've got a label in there in a minute. I can find it if it doesn't. I had to buy blue. I did not have any blue for the sky. Ideally, I was looking for like, see that game behind me, Carcassonne, I think it's called, that colour of blue, but I've ended up with more of a royal blue, which is okay. There is a darker blue on the photo. Yes, I was kind of looking for more of kind of these, that kind of daytime blue, a winter sky. However, we've gone with that. For the green, I needed green for the trees, so I went ahead and bought some paint box yarns. This is 75% wool, which is superwash, and 25% polyamide, and it's 100 grams, 390 meters. It's pretty standard sock yarn. And for the blue, this feels softer. This is Shakemere Regia. It's definitely softer than the paint box yarns. Let's see how it does fibre content. It is the same, 75% virgin wool and 25% polyamide. The grammage is 210 meters for 50 grams, which would equate to 420 meters for 100 grams. So slightly more meters per gram in the Shakemere one, but more or less. There's only 30 meters between them. You wouldn't really notice too much. They are more or less the same. This is definitely softer. I quite like this one feels more synthetic. It's softer, but I think it feels synthetic. This one feels more like wool. Does that help? Anyway, I'd recommend them both. I've done a few rows in both. Obviously I did the rib in the paint box yarns, and then I moved into the Regia one for that. I'm keeping it all in my Lazy Days Cal bag. Now, it was Lang Yarns, is it Yavol? I think so, I don't think it's Javol, I think it's Yavol. Superwash. Let's see how this one compares. It's 210 meters for 50 grams, which is the same exactly as that one. And it is the same brand as the red. The red was just a wee bit I had in my stash, so I know I've used this yarn quite a bit for socks and I really like it. Probably my favourite of the commercially available yarns. I think this one is my favourite. I haven't got the wee thing with it, but inside, if you do a centre pull, inside you get a spool, like the kind of spool that would go on a sewing machine, and it is covered in, well, round and round, spun round and round, thread the same colour. but it would do for darning or for, they recommend knitting it together, holding it together with this for things like the toes and the heels, just to reinforce. That's what it's there for. And the final one I was going to show you, I have another paint box yarns. I needed brown for the top of the cable cars and the tree trunks. So we've got the top of the cars. They look a bit like Rudolph antlers, don't they? And the tree trunks, which come in soon. So I'm managing that so far. It was a first for me to work with 3 colours all at once in those few rows, and I think that worked okay. You can use duplicate stitch or Swiss darning, it's also known as, instead, so you don't have to do that. I thought I would challenge myself. I didn't get too tangled up. I do feel my tension is perhaps a little loose. That would be my only, to me it feels a little bit baggy in places. I think I've got it better as we come down. So we'll see. It's been a while since I have done colour work. It's better to be too loose than too tight, and I can't actually wear them, right? So I did think about frogging, and then I've decided it's for me. I'm going to carry on, and if they end up just being a practice, then so be it. I bought another pattern from Stone Knits. It's the Christmas Pudding Knits pattern, which is lovely as well. And I think there's Christmas Pud socks pattern as well, but I bought the mitts. It was a new release, so whether I actually make them this year or whether I'll just save them up for next winter, we'll see. They are, like I say, I bought the pattern. It was a new release, so it was on 25% off or something, so I just bought it there and then. Impulse buy. So we'll pop that one to one side. Oh, I grabbed another bluey green. Not quite sure what I grabbed that for. Trees maybe? I don't know. I bought green. Okay, that has confused me for a moment. I will share a finished thing that was almost finished in the last podcast, and that is this cute little cardigan. This is the 24-month size. It is going to be available in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months and 24 months. So that's kind of up to all those sizes. We've got the back, cable down the back, and the good news is over the last couple of weeks I've been working with my new tech editor, who is called Lorraine Catterall, and she is Lilia Serin Designs on Instagram. And we've been toing and froing. She has done a wonderful job on the tech edit for me. I am really, really happy and confident with the pattern now. It's a wonderful feeling actually to have sent her something that I knew had a few issues. In fact, she won't mind me sharing, when she sent it back to me, I had to sit and wait, like, it was over 24 hours, probably 36 hours before I could even open her email, knowing that it would be full of little changes, and I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to see how bad it was. So I had to put on my big girl pants, open that up, and there was quite a lot of errors. There were quite a lot of errors, partly because I started writing this back in 2017, would you believe? And then I just popped it to one side. I didn't look back at it. And it was only when I was looking through my, my files on my computer, and I found it. And I thought, you know what, this pattern deserves to come to life. I am going to bring it out and finish it. Since then, I found another cardigan I wrote around about the same time, and I've deleted it because I just thought it was at the same stage. It had been worked, it had been written up on the computer. It was probably at about the tech editing and testing stage, and I just thought it's going to be the same. It's just going to be full of, sorry, I'm aware that my chair is squeaking. It's going to be full of little, just subtle little things that the way I used to write a pattern that I don't anymore. And I just thought, no, I'm going to spend too much time in it, and I just deleted it. So that one will never be. But this one, I'm really pleased with. One of the changes I've made since bringing it back out is adding these ties, which I'm really chuffed with. They are worked with either a knitting needle or a darning needle. Plastic one works really well, actually. So, like I say, the pattern is almost. I got the final changes back yesterday from Lorraine, and I just need to tweak. It's not much, a couple of little things. I've been in touch with my testers, and I already have 5 testers lined up, which is really good. There are 4 sizes, so that should work out. At least all the sizes get worked once, and one will get worked twice, and that'll just even out. There might still be little things that myself and Lorraine have missed, so really pleased about that one. I've set the deadline at the end of January, so it will be released probably the first week in February. I shall need to see if I can find a wee tot or two to model it for me and get photos. That's the next step. This also needs blocked. I haven't blocked it yet. I took some pretty horrific photos and put it in the pattern. This bit here is wanting to flick, so it needs a wee block, not much, just a wee block, just to sort little things like that. Where was I going with it? Yeah, should be able to release it first week in February, which will, if you're a quick crocheter, I mean, it's a baby cardigan, so they are so quick. You should be able to whip one up in a week, certainly 2, and depending on how much time you have and how fast you crochet. It's not a race, just whatever speed you go at is absolutely fine. If you're slower, don't worry, don't ever compare yourself, yeah, you should be able to get it finished, and we'll still have some colder weather here in the UK anyway. If you're at the other side of the world, you've got bags of time to work on one for the winter. Right, I'm going to go back to some knitting because it is next in my pile. My sea glass sweater is well and truly out of that naughty corner. I have rattled it back. That is the back. Here's the front. And I have added more stitches under the arms. And it's back on the needles, and I'm just going round and round for the body. So I've done the arm split. I redid the sleeve split altogether so that this here is bigger, and I'm happier with it already. And the good news is that the yarn is all joined magic knot, so it should be faster to work up because I'm just going round and round, not needing to join yarn all the time. So for those of you who are new to this podcast, this is the Sea Glass Sweater by Wool and Pine Designs. Here we are. I am knitting it for myself. I did hope it was going to be finished for Christmas Day. That was my original plan, and I had got all the way down to the waistband and I had to frog it. I'd started on working into the sleeve and it was just far too tight. So then it went in the naughty corner for at least a month. Now it's out and getting some love again. At the moment though, those Christmas socks, because they're Christmassy, they are going to get all my knitting love because I like to have just one knitting project on the go at once. So I just want to show you that it's out the naughty corner and it will be finished. It's likely to be for next autumn. I am a very slow knitter, so I don't think I'll even get this finished for March by the time I finished these socks, because after these socks I have a birthday pair of socks to make for my middle son, whose birthday is at the end of January, so that'll be another knitting project. And he has size 14 UK, 14 feet, so they're not going to be quick. And they've asked for them in black. I think it's a purpley colour. I've got yarn coming. I ordered it Black Friday. I'm having to be very patient. It's in the UK. I ordered yarn from Holstgarn, and it has left, is it Finland? I want to say Finland. and it has been in the UK since the 12th of December, but because we've got postal strikes going on here, it's nowhere near me. Today is the last day. Tomorrow is another strike day, so if it doesn't come this afternoon, which post has normally been here by now, it's nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is why I've got my light on here. And yeah, so it doesn't look like I'll get that before Christmas. Hopefully I get it to start these socks for Jamie's birthday soon. So it's I can't even remember, gosh, it was so long ago. It's Black Friday I ordered. It's sock yarn. There was a plain black and there was a kind of a mottly purple. So they're going to be mottly purple for the cuffs, heels and toes, and plain black for the leg and foot. So they're going to be a daytime project. Definitely. They say that if you knit or crochet something in black yarn, you definitely love them. So yeah. Yep, Jamie's worth it. I'll get it done. And if you know me, you know that black just doesn't feature in anything unless it's a detail for something, and even then I try and use dark brown. I just don't like black. I like colour. Like, ta-ta-ta, all these, I'm showing you them back to front, all these hot water bottle covers. I have made 4 of these. Let's come back a bit. 4 of these. 3 of them are for gifts. 1 is for me and it's in my bed. I showed it on the last podcast. The only change I've made is to add a tie like this. So these 3 I have done since then, and they're all gifts. And yep, it is my own design. Starts with a half treble rib, which is folded over, and then just round and round in double crochet, and then half treble rib at the bottom with some buttonholes worked in. And then this twisty cable is done that way. I don't know if you've ever done it before. My nana taught me how to do it, where you get a long length of yarn and you tie it to something like a door handle or a chair, back of a chair or something, and then you just go twiddle, 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 and you're basically spinning it. It's actually the exact same motion if you have a skein of yarn and you do that thing where you twist it and then it naturally goes and twists up in itself. It's exactly, let's show, it's exactly the same thing. You are just creating that twist, and then the ends are knotted, and that is that. So I made those. I felt they needed something around the neck, and that's also, I've pulled them tight, and that's just keeping that in place. So yeah, one of the recipients knows that one of these is coming their way. I just need to decide who is getting which one. This neck ended up a lot shorter. I think I decided this one was too long, and I obviously didn't read my numbers because I haven't written it up properly on the computer. I just have this, notebook full of scribbles. And yeah, it ended up quite a lot shorter. It's still covering the rubber, so it's just long enough and no more. So I have those 3 finished, and I'm looking forward to gifting them. Yeah, the other thing it occurred to me I haven't shown is my Rudolph. It's needle felted. I had another go at needle felting. I made a hedgehog a wee while back. You maybe remember seeing that. The antlers have ended up slightly oversized. My detailed work obviously needs a bit of fine tuning. However, he's here, he's Rudolph. It's just a badge, put a wee pin on. And I'm going to just wear that either on my cardie or on my denim jacket, whatever brings a bit of a smile. But I was teaching needle felting to the ladies in my craft group just last weekend there. We made some very simple Christmas baubles to start with, just to get them used to it. Quite a few of them. In fact, I think maybe only one lady had not done any needle felting, and she took to it really well. The others had dabbled before because I had taught something there before COVID actually. and two of them had carried on, kind of bought their own bits and bobs, and they've been doing quite a bit. So we did just a simple bauble, and then this Rudolph, which was slightly trickier, some more detail. And they went off with the materials and things to finish them, because we didn't quite get them finished in a couple of hours we had. And then we finished with a nice lunch. We had soup and mince pies and things and a cuppa, and it was really lovely to just spend a little bit of chill out time together with the group. And that is just the Carnoustie Weekend Crafters that me and my hubby run every Saturday morning, more or less. We stop for a wee while at Christmas and a wee while in the summer, but more or less every Saturday morning in Carnoustie. So if you are local to the Angus area in Scotland, give me a shout and I can give you the details for that, because it's a lovely wee group. Okay, well, I think that's everything. I've been working like mad on those hot water bottles and on kind of more on the computery side on the cardigan. Just started the sock yesterday, and yeah, that is me sorted now for Christmas. Once I get these decorations up, I'm going to finish that, get the tree done this afternoon, and then the house will be looking lovely and Christmassy. And this is the last thing I need to do in my business before Christmas. So that is me. Once I have got this uploaded to YouTube, I can chill out for the next few days. Well, I say that, there's 14 coming, including us. 14 on Christmas Day here. So that is the biggest number I've had in the last few years. We culled, no, that's the wrong word. We didn't kill anyone. We have curbed, I think was the word I was looking for, our numbers the last few years because of COVID. So we are back up this year and looking forward to a big family Christmas here on Sunday, which is coming up soon. And I feel I'm pretty organised. I have got lists and lists and lists, and yesterday I managed to score off a few things for today, so that's good. I feel that I am on top of it. Once I get these decorations up and get this room looking nice and festive, that's one big thing ticked off my list. And there are a few bits of cleaning, and then all those vegetables to prep on Saturday. And two of my boys and their partners are coming home on Saturday, Christmas Eve, so really looking forward to that, seeing them all together again for Christmas. So let me know what you are maybe last minute crafting before Christmas. Are you organised for Christmas? What are you doing for Christmas? Leave me a wee comment. Anyone doing more? Anyone having more people in than 14? I would love to know. And any coping strategies you have on that. So thank you for watching my podcast. Whether you're a new viewer or a regular viewer, thank you very much. If you want to take a moment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, that would be fab. So have a wonderful Christmas. Bye bye.